Welcome to Stamped and Worn, where every passport stamp tells a story, every destination has a history, and every journey leaves a mark. Let's explore another legendary place. If you've ever looked at Dubai's skyline, it's easy to believe it appeared overnight. A city of impossible skyscrapers, luxury resorts, indoor ski slopes, artificial islands, and one of the busiest airports on Earth. But only a few generations ago, this was a quiet settlement surrounded by endless desert. No Burj Khalifa, no Palm Jumeirah, no glittering skyline reaching into the clouds. Just sand, sea, and a handful of people determined to build a life where many saw only hardship. Standing here today, it's almost impossible to imagine what this place once looked like. The wind swept across towering dunes. Camel caravans crossed the desert carrying goods between distant settlements. Wooden fishing boats drifted quietly along Dubai Creek. The rhythm of life was slower, shaped by the rising sun, the tides, and the seasons. There was little certainty, but there was resilience. Before the world knew Dubai for luxury, it knew it for survival. Fresh water was scarce. Summer temperatures pushed the limits of human endurance. Families learned to adapt, building homes designed to capture the slightest breeze. Every drop of water mattered. Every successful fishing trip mattered. Every trade agreement mattered. Yet people didn't simply survive here, they found opportunity. Dubai's greatest natural resource wasn't oil, it was geography. Positioned between Asia, Africa, and Europe, this small settlement became a natural crossroads for merchants traveling across continents. Long before airports connected the world, ships sailing through the Arabian Gulf stopped here carrying spices from India, silk from China, incense from Arabia, and stories from civilizations thousands of miles away. The heart of that trade was Dubai Creek. Even today, if you stand along its banks, you'll see traditional wooden dhows sharing the water with modern yachts. It's a reminder that before Dubai became famous for futuristic architecture, it was a city built on commerce. Merchants filled the markets with fabrics, perfumes, pearls, spices, and dates. Languages from across the region mixed together. Bargains were made with a handshake. Friendships were formed over cups of Arabic coffee. It was here that Dubai began developing the entrepreneurial spirit that would later define the city. Walk through the historic Al Fahidi neighborhood, and you'll discover another side of Dubai that many visitors never see. Narrow alleyways twist between sand-colored buildings. Traditional wind towers rise above rooftops, capturing cool air long before air conditioning existed. These streets remind us that history isn't always found in museums. Sometimes it's hidden in the neighborhoods that quietly survive while the world changes around them. But the sea offered something even more valuable than trade: pearls. For generations, pearl diving was the backbone of Dubai's economy. Every diving season, crews sailed into the Gulf searching for oysters hidden beneath the waves. Divers plunged into the sea holding only a single breath, weighted by stones that pulled them quickly to the ocean floor. There were no oxygen tanks, no modern equipment, only skill, courage, and experience. Each dive was a gamble. Hours of exhausting work might produce only a handful of oysters, and even then, there was no guarantee a pearl would be found. Yet, those tiny treasures became some of the world's most sought-after luxuries, reaching royal families and wealthy merchants across Europe and Asia. Entire communities depended on the success of those diving seasons. Then everything changed. In the early 20th century, cultured pearls from Japan entered the global market. They were less expensive and easier to produce. Almost overnight, the natural pearl industry collapsed. Families who had depended on pearl diving for generations suddenly found themselves without a reliable source of income. History is filled with cities that never recovered from moments like this. Trading ports that slowly faded into obscurity after their industries disappeared. Dubai faced the same possibility, but instead of accepting decline, its leaders asked a different question. What's next? That question would change everything. Then, in 1966, commercial oil was discovered. The discovery brought wealth, but perhaps more importantly, it brought choices. Many nations have discovered oil. Few have used it quite like Dubai. Rather than assuming oil would guarantee prosperity forever, Dubai's leaders recognized that natural resources eventually run out. Oil could build roads, schools, ports, and airports, but it couldn't be the city's entire So they invested in something even more valuable: opportunity. Modern highways connected communities that had once been separated by desert. Ports expanded to welcome larger ships. Airports opened new routes to every corner of the globe. Businesses were encouraged to establish regional headquarters. Investors arrived with ideas. Engineers arrived with ambitious plans. Architects arrived ready to design buildings unlike anything the world had ever seen. Dubai wasn't simply growing. It was reinventing itself. Every new building represented confidence. Every bridge connected new possibilities. Every investment attracted another. Momentum became the city's greatest asset. Rather than competing only with neighboring cities, Dubai began competing with the world's greatest commercial centers. It welcomed people from every culture, every religion, and every background, creating an international city where more than 200 nationalities now live and work together. Walk through Dubai today and you'll hear dozens of languages before you've finished your morning coffee. Restaurants serve cuisine from nearly every continent. Luxury shopping malls stand beside traditional souks. Ancient mosques share the skyline with futuristic skyscrapers. Yet beneath all the glass and steel lies the same foundation that built Dubai generations ago. Trade, innovation, resilience, and the courage to imagine something bigger than the world believed possible. That's what makes Dubai remarkable. It didn't erase its past to create its future. It built upon it. Stand beside Dubai Creek at sunset, and you'll see wooden dhows passing beneath the shadows of modern skyscrapers. It's one of the few places on Earth where centuries of history and tomorrow's ambitions exist side by side, sharing the same horizon. And this is only the beginning of Dubai's story. In the next chapter, we'll discover how this once small desert trading town built the world's tallest building, created islands visible from space, transformed itself into one of the busiest aviation hubs on Earth, and became a global icon visited by millions every year. The transformation that followed wasn't measured in decades, it was measured in ambition. Dubai refused to think small. Instead of asking what kind of city it could become, its leaders asked what kind of city the world had never seen. That vision produced one of the most recognizable skylines on Earth. The Burj Khalifa rises more than 2,700 feet into the sky, making it the tallest building ever constructed. Standing at its base, your eyes instinctively climb upward until the tower disappears into the clouds. It's not just an engineering achievement. It's a statement that says impossible is merely a starting point. Yet the Burj Khalifa is only one chapter in Dubai's story. Look out toward the Arabian Gulf and you'll notice something even more extraordinary: islands. Not islands created by nature, but by human imagination. The Palm Jumeirah was built by moving millions of tons of sand and rock into the sea, creating one of the largest artificial islands ever constructed. From space, its shape resembles a giant palm tree reaching into the ocean. Luxury hotels, beaches, restaurants, and homes now stand where open water once existed. It's the kind of project most cities would never attempt. Dubai built it anyway. The city continued pushing boundaries. The Dubai Marina transformed a stretch of coastline into one of the world's largest man-made marinas. The Museum of the Future challenges visitors to imagine life decades from now. Massive shopping centers became destinations themselves, combining luxury retail with aquariums, waterfalls, indoor ski slopes, and entertainment unlike anywhere else. But perhaps Dubai's greatest success isn't found inside its buildings. It's found in its connections. Today, Dubai International Airport is one of the busiest international airports in the world. Every day, travelers from nearly every continent pass through its terminals. What was once a small trading port has become one of the world's great crossroads once again. Only now, the caravans have been replaced by airplanes carrying millions of passengers each year. That global connection fuels something remarkable. People don't simply visit Dubai. They bring ideas. Entrepreneurs arrive hoping to build companies. Artists arrive seeking inspiration. Chefs introduce new flavors. Engineers test new technologies. Investors search for opportunity. The city has become a place where cultures don't just meet, they collaborate. Walk through Dubai today and you'll hear Arabic, English, Hindi, Urdu, Tagalog, French, Mandarin, and dozens of other languages. One moment you're exploring a centuries-old spice market filled with saffron, cardamom, and frankincense. Minutes later, You're standing inside one of the world's most futuristic shopping malls. It's a city of contrast. Luxury cars pass traditional wooden boats. Historic mosques stand beside shimmering glass towers. Ancient customs continue alongside cutting-edge innovation. And somehow it all works. Of course, Dubai's rapid growth hasn't been without challenges. Building a global city in the middle of the desert requires enormous resources. Questions about sustainability, water, energy, and rapid development continue to shape conversations about Dubai's future. Every ambitious project brings new opportunities and new responsibilities. Yet perhaps that's part of what makes Dubai so fascinating. It continues to evolve. The city refuses to stand still. Every few years, another landmark appears. Another neighborhood rises. Another bold idea becomes reality. For travelers, Dubai offers more than luxury. Wake before sunrise, and you'll find yourself standing on silent dunes as the first light paints the desert gold. By afternoon, you're wandering through the historic souks along Dubai Creek. As evening falls, you're watching the city's skyline reflect across the water, while fountains dance beneath the world's tallest building. It's a place where one day can feel like several different journeys. And perhaps that's the greatest lesson Dubai has to offer. History isn't only preserved, sometimes history is created. The remarkable transformation of Dubai wasn't driven by geography alone. It was driven by vision, the willingness to imagine a future no one else could see, and the determination to build it anyway. From pearl divers risking everything beneath the waves to architects designing towers that touch the clouds, each generation added another chapter to Dubai's story. They inherited a harsh desert. They built a global icon. Standing here today, it's easy to admire the skyline. But the real story isn't the buildings. It's the people. The fishermen who trusted the sea, the merchants who believed in trade, the leaders who looked beyond oil, the workers, engineers, entrepreneurs, and dreamers from around the world who helped shape a city unlike any other. Dubai reminds us that greatness isn't reserved for places blessed with perfect conditions. Sometimes greatness begins where the odds seem impossible. Sometimes the most extraordinary journeys begin with little more than courage, vision, and the belief that tomorrow can be better than today. As the sun sets over the Arabian Gulf and the lights of the skyline begin to glow, it's impossible not to wonder what Dubai will look like 50 years from now. If history has taught us anything, it's this: never underestimate a city that was built by dreamers. Thank you for joining me on another journey through history. I'm glad you came along. Until next time, keep exploring, stay curious, and remember, every passport stamp tells a story, every destination has a history, and every journey leaves a mark. This is Stamped and Worn. We'll see you on the next adventure.